welcome to Picture Book Drama, where it is everything in entertainment. I am your host, showing your video on Comic Guru. Try again. Hey guys, welcome to Picture Book Drama, where it is everything in entertainment. I am your host, showing your video on Comic Guru, and welcome to my What DC Comics Do I Actually Collect video. I'm going to change that in the title, but you know, I always show you guys every now and then what I pick up, and I mean, I'm spending like a good chunk of money every week to buy new comics. I only collect Marvel and DC. I do not collect independents. I can't afford to. I see guys on YouTube who show all this stuff off. Yo, more power to you, but I can't afford to do that. I got bills, I got family. Things gotta come first, and the comics are on the low point of that. But when I can, these are what I collect. And maybe I might wait a week or two before I pick up my books, and then I spend a lot more in my head because I'm spending maybe $200, you know, $250 when I'm picking up 2 to 3 weeks worth of books. But when a book can be anywhere between $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, God forbid, they jump and then they go like $7.99, $9.99. You never know. You may have a slow week, but you may have a book that may cost you as much as 2, maybe 3 books. But what I collect on a continuous basis is quite a bit. It took me a while to realize how many I got, and this isn't including miniseries, all but one. But I try not to collect a lot of miniseries because they just add to it unless they are going to add to a story. Like with Superman, I did pick up the Adventures of Superman, of Jonathan Kent Superman. Then I picked up the Superboy miniseries. Supergirl is coming out. It came out last week. I actually have not been to my LCS yet. It's at this time it's about 4:35 in the morning. I just got home from work maybe about an hour ago. I knew I wanted to do this video, and new books come out literally. I'm filming this Monday, or actually Tuesday morning. So DC Comics come out today. I will not make it to my LCS until tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. Hopefully I'll be able to pick up the last 2 weeks worth of books. Not miss too much. But my work is just making it crazy. I know this video is getting longer than it should be, but I really want you guys to understand like how I collect in some ways. I'm a DC Comics fanatic. I love DC Comics. I started off with the Super Friends. Every morning waking up to hearing that theme song, which if I played it here on YouTube, it would get me copyrighted. But at least you can see what it is right here. Hopefully I picked the right area. I'm looking over at Spidey, so I'm giving myself a mental note. Editing is a bitch sometimes. But I just really, that's what in my mind started me off with collecting comic books, is remembering the Super Friends. I grew up, you know, in the late 70s. You know, I'm not going to give my age, but I gave it away in a way. But I'm not a kid anymore. But I grew up in a way of seeing the evolution of where we got to today, where people are bitching that they have superhero fatigue. Fuck you, I wish I had that as a kid. That's all I can say. I grew up with like the Incredible Hulk, Wonder Woman, the Amazing Spider-Man, you know, that Doctor Strange movie that was god-awful, those 2 Captain America ones, you know, the Fantastic Four that came out from Roger Corman that wasn't supposed to come out but did. You know, we had 2 Fantastic Four movies from, Tim Story, I believe his name is, who directed them. You know, you had Blade, which to me is the real catalyst for us getting back into Marvel and them being where they are now. To me, it was a slow progress, but it was a start. Everyone gives the Spider-Man movie with Sam Raimi credit, and God bless that movie. It's one of my all-time favorite superhero movies of all time. Superman, the movie being first. But I think that actually helped bring back validity to superheroes in the movies, because you had Christopher Reeve in 1978. I believe it's 78. Could be wrong. But getting back to where we are going today, I know it's kind of a bit, so I will put probably like a timestamp somewhere in there to let you know when I'm showing you the comics. But to show you where I got to this point of collecting, especially DC, which is my all-time favorite comic line, is that I grew up with the Super Friends. I grew up with The Adventures of Superman, The Adventures of Batman. You know, you had the reruns of the 60s stuff from The Flash and the Justice League of America and Aquaman and all those cartoons, Superboy, you know. But it was Superman the movie that made me not just a comic book fan, because I read comic books casually at that point as a little kid. You know, my brother, who was older than me, was buying comic books, but he was getting mainly Marvel. But I really, really gravitated to Superman the movie from 1978. I'm going to say 78. Hopefully I'm not wrong. That was done by Richard Donner, starring Christopher Reeve. I didn't get to see it in the theater. I was a little too young for that. But I did see it when it came on TV in a 2-part special on ABC, Sunday and Monday night. Now, it is kind of something that is nostalgic for me in a lot of different ways, because I grew up with a bedtime of 9 o'clock, Sunday through Thursday. Friday, Saturday, I could stay up as long as I wanted. As long as I wasn't making any noise, my mom didn't care. Turn the TV on, keep it low, don't make any noise. Gotta love that. But through the week, I had to go to bed at 9 o'clock. My mom was really strict about that. You know, so it's at times you knew, just don't even argue, just go. And unfortunately, Superman the movie aired Sunday and Monday night. Starting from, I think that was Eastern Central Time. So it would start off at 8 o'clock at night and not go off till 10 o'clock. So I grew up in Detroit. So I'm living here in Chicago, Illinois, so I'm trying to remember the different time zones. But as a kid, most of the stuff did not start on TV until 8 o'clock, where here in Chicago it starts at 7 o'clock. Well, Superman the movie started at 8. And literally, right at the 9 o'clock point, he became Superman. Internally, I was so mad because me and my whole family were watching it. My brothers were older, they could stay up as long as they wanted. I knew I had an 8 or 9 o'clock bedtime. And I was dreading that, every minute going by. And finally at 9 o'clock, I didn't even argue. I just got up. I was kind of pissed, kind of sad. And my mom said, you know what? Go ahead and watch the rest of it. You can go to bed late tonight. And she said, you can watch it tomorrow too. Mind blown. Not only does Superman the movie have a nostalgic feel in a way of it being such a great movie and how I got to watch it, but it's a great memory for for me and my mom, because she knew how much I really wanted to see it. And I think the fact I didn't argue or make a fuss, I just got up and was going to bed, and she just said, just casually, you could watch it. And then just the fact that she said tomorrow you could watch it too was just awesome. I think I just hugged her and just laid back on the floor, because I was laying on the floor watching this. So DC Comics has a very nostalgic and very heartfelt meaning for me. So hopefully this doesn't deter you guys away from this video, because I'm taking a while getting to what I collect, which is quite a bit, but I can run through them pretty quickly. It was just why comics mean so much to me. I grew up as not knowing until I was actually in college that I had dyslexia. I'm actually dyslexic, and it made so much sense because I've heard people say things move around on you, the letters, in the numbers move around, you don't know why. You will read something and you will know it means something else, but you know what it means, but you say something else. You have no idea how painful it is to stand up in front of a classroom and try to read something and know you're going to mess up and know that these kids are going to attack you left and right. So comic books was a great thing for me that got me into the vocabulary, and Marvel and DC both did that. People don't give DC credit for their vocabulary. It was there. Yes, Stan Lee built on that and moved forward with it, but DC was doing that from the beginning. And I've always said, and always will say, Dick Grayson is my all-time favorite comic book character, because he was Robin, he was Nightwing, he was Batman, he is now Nightwing. He is the all-time, he's probably one of the superheroes who has in the comic book community, in the DC Comics literature, the most respect next to probably like Superman and Wonder Woman. He gets more respect from heroes than Batman does. Even the Justice League has acknowledged that. They're like, Batman is about fear. Dick Grayson is all about respect. And that's a big difference. As you can see, my all-time favorite character. So I'm going to jump into it now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Please hit the subscribe button. Help me get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. This is really a personal video for me, and I really hope you guys don't mind me giving you a little bit of insight on what got me into the comics and what got me into DC. I will say the Teen Titans, my all-time favorite comic book superhero team. Why? Marv Wolfman, George Perez, Len Wein, Romeo Tanfall. If you look those names up, you know they are all part of the new Teen Titans from the 80s. They are what brought DC Comics back to life. They were outselling Marvel. They were rivaling X-Men. They outsold Spider-Man, guys. They were probably the number 1 and number 2 in like selling of comic books in the 80s, in like the early to mid 80s, thanks to the writing of Marv Wolfman and the wonderful illustrations from George Perez with inks from Romeo Tanfall. I think Len Wein was still editing it at the time, because he definitely started editing it when they first started. Great things involved. So again, I keep saying I'm going to jump into it. So here we go. Here is what I collect from DC Comics today. And this does not include all the miniseries. I'm only going to put one miniseries in here as far as I know. So the first thing I want to say is actually one thing I do pick up every month is DC Connect. This is a book that lets you know everything that's going to be coming out from DC in the next coming months. Get you prepared for it, what the cost will be, what the books will be. Gives you great insight on what to expect. So I definitely say get this, because it is free every month from your LCS. You do not have to purchase anything to get this. I do collect a lot of the Batman titles. First one being, of course, I collect Batman. I believe this is $4.99 per month, as long as it's not a special or an annual. I also collect for $4.99 Batman and Robin, a new series that came out. It is so far very good, very different from the Batman title though, because this is very father and son based, so it's a little more on that father and son storylines, and then we get into the action. So far, it's only been 2 issues compared to Batman, where the Batman title where Batman is a dick. What can I say? And speaking of dick, I collect Nightwing. Obviously, my all-time favorite character. This is $4.99 as well. It was $3.99 for a while, but it did just jump up within the last couple of months to $4.99. But still well worth it. Definitely recommend picking up Nightwing. Batman, pick it up by the storyline, because they're not always that good. I'm a completionist, so I pick everything up. I also pick up for $4.99 Detective Comics. I don't talk much about Detective Comics because it kind of stands out on its own. And I kind of like that. This is the way comic books always were and always should be, its own book, without you having to worry about picking up other issues to get the storyline. I'm having an allergy attack, by the way, because it's about 70 degrees in Chicago, and it's November 6th. We're about to hit a cold snap by the end of the week, and I'm trying to enjoy this weather. Hard to do when you can't see. A book that is only $3.99. Not sure if that's going to go up anytime soon, but that is Birds of Prey, the new series that came out under the dawn of DC. It's interesting. It's very Black Canary centered. So far, they're trying to find her little sister. And I've been out of like Black Canary for a while, so I was like, little sister? Isn't that Red Arrow? But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I've been out of it for a while. But that book has Katana in it from the Jim Lee era of Wildcat. So Big Barda, Cassandra Cain, Batgirl. One person I'm amazed that's not in there is Cassie. You didn't, or did they put spoiler in there and I don't remember her? And maybe she's in there. Maybe spoiler's there. Because I say you have all the other female Bat family. So, I don't know. Let me know. I haven't read them all yet. I'm actually waiting for the storyline to end before I actually read that whole storyline from Birds of Prey, because it probably will read better. Next one I get for $3.99, and that's the Penguin. I've liked the Penguin since I was a kid. I think he was very underrated. I always saw him as a mob boss. This really gives you that world, and then the Batman from the latest movies are going to be doing that, and then their spin-off the Penguin's going to have, should really lean heavily into that, almost into a Sopranos type storyline. Want to get for $3.99? World's Finest. Probably one of the best books coming out of DC Comics right now, because it's stories from the past. So you get Batman, Robin, Superman, Wonder Girl, the Teen Titans. Teen Titans you'll hear more about later. I mean, Mark Waid is a genius when it comes to doing nostalgia-centric characters. He worked amazingly well on The Flash during the Wally West run. The stuff he's done with Alex Ross. I mean, oh my God, Kingdom Come and things like that. But speaking of Kingdom Come, brings them right back in the latest story arc. So if you do want to jump in, this is a good point. Pick up issue, 20? And you'll have a great jumping on point and a great idea of what Mark Waid's writing style is like. Next I have Superman. I did not realize until I was doing this video how big of a Superman fan I am. I do own quite a few Superman comics from post-Crisis. I don't have anything pre-Crisis except DC Comics Presents, but I do collect Superman. Superman is $4.99 a month. This issue was $5.99 because it is an anniversary issue, but Superman is a great book to jump onto. You can pick up all these issues and back issues at your local LCS. Shouldn't be hard to find. Superman is, right now, to buy, in my humble opinion, the underrated book of DC Comics. One, I think, is just, I don't know where it's going. I don't know how long this series is going to last. And for $4.99, it should be $3.99. That's Wonder Woman. I don't know what they're doing. They got Wonder Woman. They're doing Amazon's Attack, trying to do that crap again. They really want to make Nubia a big-time character. They want to introduce Wonder Woman's daughter, Trinity. Doing too much, too soon. But, I mean, great covers. I'm not sure how long we're gonna be doing that. Because, again, Wonder Woman being a fugitive, we've done that when she killed Max Lord during, all that. Come on, we've been there, done that. Do something new. Book that is $3.99 that I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. The first couple issues are a little weird, but I did enjoy it. That is The Flash. This is back to having Wally West as The Flash, and I really wish they would have brought Mark Waid in to write him, because he's the one who really made Wally West a great character in the 90s. Really wish he was doing this, but I'm going to give this one, I'm going to collect them no matter what. I am a completionist, and once certain main character books you do want to get. Speaking of which, for $4.99, we got Hal Jordan back, baby, as Green Lantern, and a more nostalgic Hal Jordan that we remember from the 90s and before that, before he became Parallax. So I am happy just for this alone. You don't have to have Green Lantern Corps. You don't have to have all these other books. You can just read this one and know what's going on with Hal Jordan. Love it. One of my all-time favorite characters, probably within the top 5, Green Arrow. And this is $3.99 as well. Double check myself. Yep. $3.99. This series is amazing. I love Green Arrow. He's one of those characters that when they have a series for him, I will grab it. I have everything, every series that he has done. I have almost a complete collection on everything at this point. So, very happy to have this series going. And it's so good so far. So if you haven't read it, definitely read it. Next one for $3.99 is kind of a hit or miss for me. I'm not sure how long I'll collect it or how long it will last. This one is Green Lantern, John Stewart. This is his War Journal. Green Lantern War Journal. I don't know. I really want better from this. So at $3.99, so it's not expensive, so I will continue to get it. But please make the storyline better. Covers give more depth in what's going on in the book. Another one that I'm picking up, even though I haven't picked up the last 2 issues, is for $3.99. That is Shazam. Why am I picking up Shazam? Because he's a freaking awesome character, that's why. I really do like the fact that they're making more on that enjoyable, happy character. You know, in the storyline, he's a little off, but in the end, he is still a more happier superhero than the rest. So that's kind of a nice change than just reading a Superman book, hoping to see a hopeful character. In that, he's always hopeful. Next up for $3.99, another one that I wasn't sure I was going to collect, but I'm glad I'm picking him up. That is the Blue Beetle. I didn't go to the theater to see the movie. I did wait and get it digitally, but I did enjoy it. I liked the movie a lot. I liked the nostalgia of Ted Kord. The nice little Easter egg at the end gives you that hope that maybe James Gunn will incorporate some of that into it and build that lore. You know, because he definitely said that the Jaime Reyes character is going to go over. We don't know if that story will transfer over, which, if it don't, I'm okay with it. Another book I pick up for $3.99, that is Justice Society of America. As I said, growing up, I loved comics. Justice League of America was one I did enjoy because you got a lot of characters in there. But the ones I enjoyed the most was the storylines that involved the Justice Society of America. And I really enjoyed the one that involved them crossing over with Darkseid, going to Apocalypse. I don't remember the numbering, but it was just so great. It was like three issues, and they showed you the depths of Apocalypse in a way that no other book had done at that time. And you saw how like horrible it could be to be, you know, living in an Apocalypse and not be one of his higher ups. We have for $3.99 Titans. Again, one of my favorite characters. When you put a Titans book out, I'm getting it. So I am hopeful that this will be very good, since they are now taking over for the Justice League, since all that crap, it doesn't matter. They are right now the primary team that leads the world in its defense. It's the Titans. So hopefully this book will live up to it. I'm waiting for the storyline to end because they're doing stuff with Brother Blood and Aqualad or Tempest at this point. So waiting to see. But the last book I'm picking up is also Teen Titan, but this one is actually written by, guess what? Mark Waid, and these are $3.99 each. But with these, I get the variant covers. I know, for me, it sounds weird to say it, because I look at this cover. They did one with Robin, they did one with Wonder Girl, now they did one with Speedy. I want to see them all. They did one, I think, with a Bumblebee. I want all of them. But this series is great, too. It's a really good series. Again, by someone who understands how to write nostalgia-based characters compared to current-based characters. Because right now, the current storylines, they all suck. And they all have to connect some way, somehow, which I hate. But that is primarily what I collect from DC. But I said I had one miniseries I am collecting for sure. It says Dark Knights of Steel and DC's has ended. I am picking up King Kong versus Godzilla versus Justice League. Man, how can you not pick this up? This book, I mean, and I'll be getting the Jim Lee covers because I love Jim Lee, so these will be $5.99 each. But I believe the regular editions will be $4.99 each. But still, this is great. And again, it's a mini-series, so usually with a mini-series, I tend to indulge a little bit more on the covers based on compared to the regular books. If I do tend to want a variant cover, I tend to get the current one, the original one first. Then I'll go with a variant. But that is it for me, guys. That lets you know in there with the pricing and everything else. Those are what I pick up a month. So that's not nothing. I mean, again, usually in a week, Marvel and DC combined, I'll spend minimum about $100. Now that's a stack usually I pick up when I'm coming from the LCS. Hopefully Marvel and DC combined, but it ain't always the case, guys. But that right now is my DC collecting, aside from most of the miniseries. Now there might be a few series I may have forgotten about, but those are the main ones I do look for every time I go into my LCS. I will be doing one based on Marvel probably the week after this, given the time for this to marinate. And I'll go into my Marvel books, because I really got to look through them, because I'm afraid I might be collecting more Marvel than DC. Because right now, let's just count it out. Let's just be real. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 titles, including that one miniseries. That's 19. I mean, maybe say 20 bucks per month from DC alone. Because I don't collect Cyborg. I got the first issue of that. Didn't enjoy it. There's some other stuff. I do collect Peacemaker, so add that into it. That'll make it 20 right there. Wow. So if I collect more Marvel titles than DC, that will just really kind of hurt me a little bit, because that just shows me that DC is doing better than Marvel at this point. And I have a feeling I might be a little disappointed. But let me know what you guys think. What do you collect? You know, do you collect these books? Do you collect more? Do you collect Marvel, DC, and Independence? Let me know what you collect. Send me a snapshot in the comments. Let me know what you guys are picking up. And remember, I am showing you video on Comic Guru. Please hit the subscribe button. Help us get to that 1,000. Where's a K? Whatever it is. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. And guys, remember, here at Picture Book Drama, it is everything in entertainment. Thank you guys for giving me so much of your time. Maybe my Marvel video will be a little bit shorter, but I seriously doubt it, because I like to talk. Remember, here at Picture Book Drama, it's everything in entertainment. I'm your host, showing your video on Comic Guru. See you guys next time. Peace.